Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another rhythm captaining stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What items will I be unboxing? What items will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What items are encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now, so bear with me. It'll only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the items from the box and subsequently flaunt them in front of the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go. The unboxing process is about to commence. The boxing process is officially underway. Now, before we fully unbox the lot, I just wanted to apprise you that this is the second part of my unboxing of the Marvel Legends action figure lot. In the first part, if you recollect, I unboxed the Hasbro Marvel Legends action figures. In this part, I'm going to unbox the Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figures, a part of the lot. Now, I paid roughly $51 in order to procure the Marvel Legends action figure lot. Do you have any qualms about purchasing the lot? At the moment, I do, but let's see if my opinion changes over the course of time. Now, here we have a Spider-Man figurine. Now, I don't believe he's deemed to be a Marvel Legends action figure. He's only figurine in the lot that may be part of the Spider-Man Classics action figure line. However, I do believe that he is stupendous, and I do think that he merits a price of $7.30. Why do I relish this figurine? Well, he possesses the coveted finger joint articulation. Why is this coveted? Because action figure collectors desire their figures to possess finger joint articulation. Most action figures are devoid of finger joint articulation, so this is practically sacred, and I hope he never becomes desecrated. I hope he can retain his prestigious condition for the rest of his life. Let me revamp that. I hope that he could retain his pristine condition for the rest of his life. Sorry about the blunder. Now, this figurine is just stupendous. He's incredible. He was likely sculpted by the Four Horsemen Studios Corporation. He has finger joint articulation. He can move his appendages outwards and inwards at your own discretion. He lacks a diaphragm joint, which is surprising. His head is relegated to a ball joint. It can be rotated nearly any way that you see fit, so he has latitude for articulation in nearly all of his joints, with the exception of the diaphragm, because his torso is static. However, it can be rotated at your own discretion, but he can't perform the ab crunch. He cannot lean backwards nor forwards, so it's not the end of the world, at least through a diaphragm joint. But you can bend him forwards if you so choose to, so that he looks like he's on the cusp of falling. But it can't be done through him standing up and through him bending his diaphragm joint to lean forwards. So enough with antics. Now, he has stupendous aesthetics. I love his sculpt, I love his hues, I love his deco, I love his textures. Unfortunately, he lacks double jointed elbows. Actually, I revoke my previous statement. I retract my previous statement. He apparently possesses double jointed elbows, but he does, however, lack double jointed knees. So, in essence, his main flaws are that he lacks a diaphragm joint and that he lacks double jointed knees. He also lacks an ankle rocker or an ankle pivot, but other than that, there's no major issues here. I'd rate this figurine to be a 10 out of 10 for under $8. Other figurines cannot hold a candle against him. He possesses 2 peg holes embedded in the bottom of his feet, so he can be mounted to a stand. Now, why I love this figurine... Sorry, I think I just heard something from outside. Nonetheless, I digress. Getting back to what I was saying, I love this figurine because he's just epic in nearly every facet. Because he has finger joint articulation, he can be placed into nearly any dynamic pose that you can conceive of. In conjunction with possessing finger joint articulation, his design is also novel, is quite visually appealing, is quite aesthetically appealing. It truly, eminently appeases me. It tickles my fancy. I love his muscle tones. This figurine is definitely sturdy. His joints are tight. The integrity of his joints have not been compromised. He truly captures the essence of Spider-Man. He emulates the appearance of Spider-Man in the sense that he looks like Spider-Man, with the exception of the outfit. The outfit is disparate from Spider-Man's typical traditional outfit. So Spider-Man, I'm unsure whether or not Spider-Man donned this outfit in the anime, or not the anime, sorry about that, I made a blunder. I'm unsure whether or not Spider-Man donned this outfit in the comic books or in the cartoon series, but even if he didn't, it looks to be an outfit that's befitting for Spider-Man to don. So this outfit is eminently befitting for Spider-Man to harness, because it just looks like a superhero uniform. So here he is once again. He's part of the Toy Biz Spider-Man Classics action figure line, at least I believe he is, and he likely came with stupendous high quality accessories, but for under $8 to be able to attain, I made a blunder again, for under $8 to be able to obtain a stupendous, novel, high quality, epic Spider-Man action figure in an exquisite, unique, uncanny Spider-Man outfit just seems to be a stupendous deal, especially when he possesses finger joint articulation, and especially when he's relatively flexible. I mean, he can even be plastered to the wall if you want to glue him to the wall, so you can let your imagination run wild with this figurine, especially if you love to place your figurines in dynamic poses. So here's Spider-Man once again. Now I want to speed this up because I have other action figure lots that I need to unbox. So here is the first appearance Iron Man figurine. Again, just like the Spider-Man figurine, this figurine is just marvelous. His mask can be detached. Now I'm not going to detach it. I believe it can be detached, but I don't want to compromise the integrity of the mask, so I'll just leave it. Attached to his forehead. Now, what I dislike about the figurine is that he has this giant gaping peg hole in his back. However, in spite of that, he does compensate for minor flaws. His armor doesn't have any major blemishes. He doesn't have any major dings, nor dents, nor scuffs, nor scratches. I do detect minor scuffs and minor scratches, but they're not enough to deter me from buying him for under $8. He possesses finger joint articulation. His appendages can be moved outwards and inwards at your own discretion. He should be oriented forwards, so the peg hole in his back shouldn't be very noticeable. And he has this antenna protruding out, which is quite unusual. And these little novelties just render the figurine to be intriguing and aesthetically appealing. So I love this figurine because he captures the essence and the core of Iron Man when he first appeared. He truly embodies Iron Man from the comic books and from the first Iron Man movie. Now, I'm implicitly referring to his first appearance. This is the first appearance Iron Man action figure turned out by Toy Biz amid the early 21st century. He retailed for $8 plus tax. He came bundled with a comic book, and he likely came bundled with a piece of a Build-A-Figure. So he's not bad at all. He's bulky, he's hefty, he's sturdy, he looks intimidating, and perhaps he instills trepidation into the hearts of his adversaries. He has 2 peg holes embedded in the bottom of his feet. I love these little ridges on the bottom of his feet. It feels like I'm getting a finger massage when I graze my hands against them. And what else? His knees are double jointed. His elbows are double jointed. He can even move each of his fingers individually. It's just quite unique. This figurine is quite exquisite. I love his design, I love his sculpt, I love his deco. I love his paint applications. He's mostly silver, which is not bad. But he does have a yellow paint application in his torso, which isn't that conspicuous in my opinion. I prefer the silver paint scheme. Over the golden variant paint scheme. So that's the Iron Man figurine. That's the first appearance Iron Man figurine. And this is the second part of the unboxing of the Marvel Legends action figure lot. And I did plan on finishing the unboxing in this video. However, I'm dehydrated, I'm famished, I need to take a break. It's imperative. So I just wanted to, real briefly, before I end the video, just compare and contrast the Toy Biz Marvel Legends figurines to the Hasbro Marvel Legends figurines. So in this video I unboxed 2 figurines. If you recollect, I unboxed the first appearance Iron Man figurine. I also unboxed the Spider-Man Classics action figure, and in the lot, in the upcoming part, I'll also reveal, I'll further reveal the Toy Biz Marvel Legends Daredevil. But before I do so, let's just compare and contrast some of these Marvel Legends figurines real quick. Now, obviously this figurine could be subsumed under the Marvel Legends action figure line because his quality is stupendous. However, since he's not, we'll just compare the first appearance Iron Man to the Hasbro Marvel Legends figurines that I unboxed in the previous part. Now, as you can see, the Hasbro Marvel Legends figurines lack finger joint articulation. There's an aperture between his index finger and his thumb, and it just renders the positions his fingers are in awkward. So his fingers are in an uncanny, strange, bizarre position. They're open like this, and there's a hinge in his wrist, so they can be flapped, but it just looks unprecedented and abysmal. And he looks relatively shoddy in stark contrast in the first appearance of Iron Man. Why do I say that this Ultimate War Machine figurine appears to be relatively shoddy in stark contrast to the Toy Biz Marvel Legends figurine? His paint applications, his design, his deco, they just don't look on par. This figurine looks like it was painted, at least from up close, but this figurine looks like the paint doesn't overlap the mold. In other words, this figurine looks like he was coated. This figurine looks like he was coated with layers of paint applications. On the other hand, this figurine looks like the paint was embedded into the plastic. I mean, that's the way I perceive it, but perhaps my eyes deceive me. Or maybe they utilized a different type of paint. So if they utilized disparate types of paints, perhaps it gives the illusion that one is higher quality than the other. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's not that the paint is embedded into the plastic, which I don't know. It's possible, but let's just say worst case scenario that was not possible. I'm not a sculptor. I don't deal with churning out nor producing action figures, so I have no idea of what it entails. But even without knowing the mechanics behind it, it just looks like the paints that were utilized are completely disparate. These paints look like they could be significantly higher quality paints than the paints utilized to adorn this figure. So, in other words, in essence, the paint applications utilized for the Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figures, they seem to be high quality paint applications. The paint applications utilized to adorn and decorate and embellish the Hasbro Marvel Legends figurines, they seem to be either mediocre or shoddy paint applications. They just don't look as visually appealing. They don't look as refined. I love this figurine's paint applications, so perhaps for me it's truly a matter of paint applications and finger joint articulation. And if they were to, let's just say, upgrade the paint applications they utilize, if they were to enhance the articulation, if they were to add extraordinary accessories with the figurines, and if they were to plunge their asking prices, then they would have more merit. But I can't really deem these figurines to be meritorious if you had to concede to buying them for over $20 each, especially considering that these superior high quality figurines retailed for $8 plus tax, and they came bundled with stupendous epic accessories. The Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figures came bundled with a comic book. And before we further delve into this, I just wanted to briefly showcase the difference between a Toy Biz Marvel Legends figurine and a Hasbro Marvel Legends figurine. The paint applications just are not as robust. They just look shoddy, and they just look not up to par with the Toy Biz Marvel Legends paint applications. So That's all I wanted to say. I mean, so for me, in essence, it's a matter of paint applications and finger joint articulation. But other than that, I mean, there's no major issues. And of course, it would have been nice if the Hasbro figurines were reduced in price, and if they came with better accessories and better Build-A-Figure appendages. But those are just my gripes. Those are my personal opinions. Those are my sentiments. Maybe yours are disparate from mine. Maybe yours are not aligned with mine. And if you have different opinions, then please feel free to divulge them. I hope that you found this video to be intriguing. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.